Very excited to talk to you today about this topic that hopefully is not controversial to all of you developers out there, which is that, open is definitely not just the preferred choice in terms of what we build on, but when we look at it over time, that, you know, in general, that is what succeeds in the market. It's what people adopt. It's what they build on. It gives them the flexibility to get the things done that they need to. And so, as Carter mentioned, open is a key focus on everything you saw today. Uh, you know, Many of us who are part of this effort at IBM joined this as part of DataStax becoming part of IBM. DataStax, of course, being one of the leading open source database companies. And what we learned there over the last couple of years was that developers were looking to take the flexibility that open source gave them, couple them with this new technology that we were seeing in terms of building AI applications, and figure out, how can I get into this? How can I build applications? How can I build experiences that, really have impact in what we're doing? So the approach that we took around this was to step back and say, look, we've spent the last 2 years working with developers, working with hundreds of companies in terms of going and saying, how do we put knowledge to work within the applications we build in all the different forms, whether it's a mobile app that helps you figure out which restaurant you're going to go and have dinner at, or whether this is how you go and get to your internal company knowledge. And um, we said people are going to do this in a lot of different ways. It isn't just a one size fits all. It's going to be built by developers like all of you. Uh, Needs to be customized and it needs to be flexible. And for that to happen, it needs to happen on fundamentally an open platform. And we looked around and we said, you know, it seems like everyone else is going in a different direction there. You see all of these, let me build a RAG knowledge base, black box type of thing. And we said, really, if we were going to take this approach, if we were going to start from scratch, 2025, and go and address this, that we would go in a very different direction. We would go and say, how can we build this on open code? How can we build it on open models? Give you the choice of which models to use. How do we build it on an open ecosystem? Because I think everybody who's following this space knows that, any between between 6 a.m. and noon, there are a dozen new announcements. It is a vibrant, flourishing ecosystem, a lot of innovation. And so, you know, that took us in a couple of different directions. So one of the things that people have brought up is, vector databases, search, all of the different ways of getting at data and retrieving it. And we said, it really is a search problem. You need vectors, you need BM25, you need to bring those together. And when we looked at what developers were using, whether they were building in startups, whether they were looking at building in enterprises, what we saw was again and again, OpenSearch was the choice. And so one of the things that we announced this week, I'm very proud of, is that IBM formally joined the OpenSearch Foundation, which is the governing body that helps innovate and drive adoption and direction uh, within an open community. And IBM and DataStax made some contributions to OpenSearch. JVector, which is our disk ANN implementation, specifically designed for very high scale-out scenarios. It's what powers vector capabilities within Cassandra, and increasingly within that ecosystem, it's being adopted, now available within OpenSearch. Dockling, you heard great things about Dockling. Very, very widely adopted when you look at how people are building these types of applications. Uh, I'm not sure whether we mentioned it earlier, but it's been growing on GitHub, close to 50,000 stars now. By and large, the choice for going and intelligently taking apart documents and extracting meaningful data for these retrieval use cases. And then finally, Langflow, because building these types of applications requires you to customize the agentic loops. So these are open foundations, but equally important is the fact that they enable us to leverage the ecosystem, the thousands of projects out there that are delivering new capabilities every day built by many of you, as well as adapting it to what you're building and what you're innovating on. And so that's hopefully the takeaway that you saw today, which was we're packaging this up. It fundamentally represents what we think is a new direction in how to build these types of applications built on top of, the state-of-the-art industry standard for search, built on top of the orchestration tools that you're already using, leveraging the models that are able to go and challenge or able to deal with the challenging amounts of data that you're pulling in. It's been great to see what's been built. In a few weeks, you'll have access to this, and I hope all of you kick the tires on it, give us feedback, participate in it. This is the start of a journey for us that we hope that you all come along for. Thank you.